Okay, hello. For my video journal today, I want to start off by saying that I've been having some setbacks these past few days. Some physical, some mental, some emotional. What is today? It's like the 17th, I think. My pen is going out. I've been working on doing some exercises to help regulate my nervous system so that I can get more movement in my life. And by doing so, and I think trying to do too much too quickly, I caused a flare. But also I've seen that that's just part of the process, is sometimes it gets a little worse before it gets better. So yeah. So thus will be the focus. And what brought it on was, I think, Thursday or Friday last week. Today's Monday. I checked my email and I had an email that is good. It's about a spiritual course that I took a few years ago, and someone reached out to me about it. And all I was going to do, they actually sent me that email way earlier in the month, but I haven't been able to look at it. And so I said to myself, well, I'm just going to look at it. And just by looking at it, I caused like a whole flare up in my nervous system. So there's still resistance within me. And I'm hoping that this is not a missed opportunity, but if it is, then I will just have to manage that. But that is the energy around what I will be reading today for myself. So I'm going to go ahead. Going to call in my spirit guide. Okay, so I think that to me it sounds like one energy, but to her I've mentioned a couple of things. So it's more of the nervous system. Regulation. Okay, I'm getting two arrows that go up, but there's like a chunk here that's light. Lighten up. It's unblocking. My root. I consciously know it's the root. That was part of the flare up, was sacral and root. I just see this like big, it's like above here, this big chunk that's green. So green can be the heart. Maybe from root to heart. Now I feel this pressure on the top of my head. And I feel frustrated. And there's like this, I don't necessarily logically feel embarrassed, but if you ever feel embarrassed, that feeling in your face, it feels like that. Like my nervous system is triggering. So nervous system triggering, embarrassed cue. Slash feeling and face and head. And some of the embarrassing could come from fear of judgment. I journaled about this last night. You know, sacral and root together can be like creating, like bringing creative ideas into the world, and then fearing judgment of others' opinions on those. Putting yourself out there can feel embarrassing, which with this email that I received, I would have to meet this person, and it would be for like a hypnosis session, but I think that they are studying too. So anyway, I don't want to say too much about the details of it, but just like a lot of fear that spirals within me. And if it's not thoughts, it's the nerves in my body flaring up. So it's not just thoughts. Not feeling worthy. Even like this pressure on top of my head is making it hard for me to connect to my spirit guide. Don't worry, write it down. I'm feeling like eager to push past this, which is why I want to drag my feet, because there's something that is important. that I'm not looking at. Okay. I want to pull runes. Maybe that will help me. To understand a little better. So that one's totally down. So far out here is naudhiz and manas, which mankind, it hit the snowflake I have here, so I could say there's a protective barrier. It hit. This snowflake has all the chakras on it. I don't know if you can see the whole thing. All the colors of the chakras. So it hit the crown. The crown one, which I am feeling pressure on my crown, like something's like a pressure. And then we have a protective rune over here. Coming down, the Othala, Urus, Thurisas. I think that's it for here. It's almost like lines of defense because there's 3, and then there's 5, and then the line gets all mixed in down here. It also is almost in the shape of Hagalaz. Okay, that one's got nothing. I believe that's Fihu. So kettle, right, that's kind of underneath Jera here, which could be heating up, warming up the harvest, something that's nurturing the harvest. Dagas and Soilio, so there's a lot of heat around this harvest here. And Isa, so melting of the ice, using the water that's melting from the ice to nurture something here. Let's see. I have my cheat sheet not right next to me. I believe this one is, I want to say naudhiz. Oh, it's going to bother me if I watch this later and I'm wrong. Let me get that. Okay. Yep, it's naudhiz. Need, necessity, fate, and will. Stale state of helplessness leaves you in need. I could definitely, how you deal and react to it is important. Chance for learning and growth, which to me definitely resonates with the nervous system flare up. I was definitely in bed every day. Today's like the first day where I'm not immediately going back to bed. And, but I wasn't just being woes me about it. I was still doing my journaling work that I had set out to do and trying not to over push my body because I was having a kind of scary reaction, a physical reaction that I did not want to trigger to make worse or anything, but I was still looking up videos on what I set out to do, and some of it too was just mindless and resting. Saying a whole lot of nutting, huh? Okay, so we have Laguz here barely showing on the edge, Ingwas and Gabo. So God's rune, Ingwas, is like the seed and the darkness. Gabo is bliss. Oh, no, it's not. It is, well, it depends on your definition of bliss, but it's giving and receiving, balance and energy exchange, sacrifice and self-sacrifice. So I feel like I've almost sorted these things out already. And or like there's already a connection established and protection around me. And I'm still working this out. So there is a need for self-sacrifice, getting outside of the comfort zone. Part of teaching the nervous system a new way is having to go through the moments, even when the nervous system is triggered, if possible. Sometimes it's not possible. So it's interesting. So there's something here about I'm planting a seed now, and there's some water a little bit away from it. So it's in like the germination phase, whereas there's a harvest over here that is about ready to pop. And maybe I don't feel ready. Definitely don't feel ready. But that's part of what a Hogloss and Tower moment is when spirit knows you're ready, we're ready for change or something is needed and we're dragging our feet, they'll come in and kind of force the change, which can feel chaotic. But it's a good change. It's something that will help balance. I think that even though consciously I know that this is not true anymore and I've known it for a while, I still have something within me that wants to do things more regimented. Of first I do the healing, then I do this, then I do that, and I keep learning time and time again in my healing journey over the past couple of years that nothing is like that. So it's almost best to just clear off the table of all those expectations, because it's going to happen as it happens, and how you react to it, how you move forward is the healing. The healing's not something that just we wait for it to happen and then get started. It happens as we go. There's definitely all this heat too, which I'm definitely not used to. I'm used to the stillness of ice, the slow glacial pace before it hits land or it hits another object. And so it feels uncomfortable to have all this heat and all this energy around me and flowing through my body because my body's not accustomed to it. Even if mentally I'm prepared and have been preparing myself for it, so I'm as prepared as I can be, my body is still having reactions, and maybe this is just a sign of it's a normal step in my process to not let it hold me back. Okay. And I need to pay attention what seeds I'm watering now. Are they serving me, or is it something that I need to let go to focus on something more aligned with my authentic self? I've been knowing that for a while too, but have I been doing it? Not necessarily. It's so easy to fall back into what's known and bad habits. Well, they're not necessarily bad, but not the best. And I'm at a point where they're not working anymore. So it's time to find something new, which I think can be exciting, that there's all these possibilities. It could be anything, that could be exciting. And for me, it's a little scary. Like, can I get some idea of what it's going to be? That grasp for control, but that's part of my lessons here, is to release control, right? So, okay. Well, I definitely feel better, and I feel more grounded. So I think I'm going to stop here. All right. I'm gonna thank my spirit guide for joining me for this connection and reading. Release our energies. Your energy goes with you. My energy stays with me. Okay. Thank you for watching.